Cody Rhodes, crossroads counter, hooks the leg.
All right, guys, we got another episode of Friday Night SmackDown. We're going to talk about this particular SmackDown here and everything that happened. Check out more at the Red Carpet Ring.
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
Hey, guys, we're here at the Red Carpet Ring. We will talk about Friday Night SmackDown. We're talking about the SmackDown after Money in the Bank. You guys get the likes as we come into the ring. We will talk about the SmackDown that happened. A lot of stuff going on with this particular episode. We are getting headed for the after Money in the Bank post show afterwards, and also the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. We got the semifinals going, but let's talk about it. Now, we got Friday Night SmackDown. It kicked off with John Cena coming to the ring, and while he was talking, CM Punk came out, and CM Punk, for the second time this week, has approached John Cena once again. They talk about their past, their history. Very good promo, just like Monday Night Raw. CM Punk was referring to the past. He said some good things there. He said that he is pretty much the old John Cena, and John Cena is the old CM Punk. And then we also saw Randy Orton come out and Cody Rhodes. And we also saw LA Knight come out. They all want to be WWE champion. Now, Randy Orton, he wants to get back at Cena. He could have beat him, one for R-Truth. Cody Rhodes won his rematch for the title. You saw some tension between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. So we're going to see what's going to happen there. Then later on, we saw LA Knight come out, who's getting prepared for the match of King of the Ring quarterfinal match. Randy Orton is also in later on that night. We saw that kicked off the show. LA Knight also wants his claim to the WWE Championship. Then afterwards, we saw R-Truth come out and attack John Cena. Very, very good way to kick off Friday Night SmackDown. Went out with a banger. And then we're heading in to the first match of the night, which is the quarterfinal of LA Knight. You had Randy Orton, and you had a few others. All right, so we had Randy Orton, then we had a few others. LA Knight had Andrade. I'm trying to think who the fourth man was, but either way, it was getting off real good. LA Knight has some good offense going on for himself. Randy Orton has some good offense, but the turning point was since LA Knight interfered in Braun Breaker's quarterfinal match for King of the Ring. We saw Braun Breaker and also Bronson Reed come out and attack LA Knight. That allowed Randy Orton to gain pinfall victory. And the other man was Shinsuke Nakamura. No, Shinsuke's for the other match later on. Either way, Randy Orton is going to qualify. He will be moving on to the next round. He will face Sami Zayn next for the King of the Ring tournament. But great first match for SmackDown. All right, the next match we had for the women's quarterfinal, we had Jade Cargill, we had Nia Jax, Piper Niven. We had a very good setup here. We had four women going at it and Michin. Now, it seemed like everybody was ganging up on Jade Cargill and Michin. We had a good teamwork temporarily partnership between Nia Jax and Piper Niven. Until Nia turned on Piper, but back and forth and all that stuff. But long story short, Jade Cargill, she wins this match for the four-way. She will advance to the next round. So I know last year Nia cost Jade by disqualification, but we glad Jade will continue on. All right, we got the next match going on. Next segment, we had Naomi coming out with her Money in the Bank contract. Naomi's the new Miss Money in the Bank. She is really into this character that she has with this new heel role. And Tiffany Stratton came out, and Naomi threatened to cash in the Money in the Bank contract on Tiffany when Tiffany least expected. Tiffany told Naomi, don't just wait, let's do it now. Naomi said, no, we do it on my time. Then behind, we saw Nia Jax attack Tiffany Stratton. They went back and forth and all that stuff there. So it got real crazy there. But it was a good segment. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. I really hope Naomi does cash on Tiffany very soon, because this is Naomi's moment. All right, the next part of the show here, we got the next women's qualifying match, quarterfinal. We had Charlotte Flair, we had Alexa Bliss, we had Candice LeRae, and we had a good setup here. It like could have went any way, but it ended up being Alexa Bliss. She ended up winning the match. Charlotte Flair did not win, so she will go on to advance to the next round. Congratulations to Alexa Bliss. All right, we also have here another setup here. We had the YS6. They went against the team of MCMG, Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley. It was a good setup here, in the beginning. But I would have to say, out of all matches for Friday Night SmackDown, this was my least favorite match. And I say this because YS6, it seemed like whatever they did, they had so much hype coming in. And it seemed like even though Bo Dallas was hurt, they came back. They don't have the same momentum. So, but I'll talk more about that. But meanwhile, we had also later on in the main event. Now we had Shinsuke, we had Andrade, we had Damian Priest, Cody Rhodes. This was another match for the quarterfinal round of the Kings and King of the Ring tournament. Damian, this was a very good match. Damian looked strong. We saw Cody get some offense. Even Shinsuke has good offense. All men played their part, but it ended up being Cody Rhodes. He hit the crossroads on Shinsuke Nakamura, who we don't see on television much these days, but at least he was in his tournament. And he was able to win. He will go on to advance, so congratulations to Cody Rhodes. Glad he went on to advance. We'll see what's going to happen from there. But other than that, let's go over key moments of SmackDown for this week. Gotta go over that. Now, the key moments for Friday Night SmackDown for this week is, of course, the whole tension between CM Punk and John Cena. They can still talk about the match for Night of Champions for the WWE Championship. Now, I don't know if CM Punk's on still attend. I still have questions about this, but either way, I can't wait to see one last match between these two men. Now, another thing we had here, R-Truth. He was he's been attacking John Cena. He's more in a serious role. Now, there's rumors floating around, or at least speculation around the IWC, that R-Truth could be the one to dethrone John Cena and win the undisputed WWE Championship. Now, also, we saw here that Randy Orton set his desire to become WWE Champion for the 15th time in his career. But he also told Cody Rhodes he loves him like a brother. He emphasized on that, but he said he will put him down if he has to get to that title. Is there showing signs of a Randy Orton heel turn in the future? Then also another key moment, Naomi with the contract, meaning she could strike at any time. I expect Naomi, in my prediction, she could possibly cash in, if not SummerSlam, she could cash in shortly after. I could see her cashing in this contract before the end of 2025. That's just my prediction. I may even make a video about that separately. Then also here we see Jade Cargill. She goes on to advance in the Queen of the Ring tournament. Like I said earlier, she was in the tournament last year. She got, if I'm not mistaken, disqualified when she faced Nia Jax. This is when her daughter was at ringside. She lost her cool and she hit Nia Jax with a chair. But now she gets to advance, and I still say that Jade Cargill is my favorite to win the Queen of the Ring tournament because she just got star power. There's no way around it. Now, also here we got the Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. They had that segment. Segment was okay, but we know Solo Sikoa, he's really tapping into his comedic side of his character, and he really carried pretty much that promo. I like Jacob Fatu, but he pretty much says the same old thing every time. Let's keep it 100. Yada, I mean. It's getting a little repetitive what he's saying if you pay attention close to the promo. But I'm still interested in the storyline between Solo and Jacob and see where it goes next. Now, my review for this SmackDown, I give it a 4.5 out of 5. The reason I give this rating, like I said before, not a fan of the YS6 versus MCMG tag team match. I really think YS6, in my opinion, need to end that whole stable, and then Solo carrying most of the segment with Jacob Fatu, like I mentioned. But other than that, SmackDown was amazing. They hit all cylinders from beginning to end, from the opening segment to the main event of the show. So they definitely breaking it, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen to all the stories for SmackDown. SmackDown Raw is pretty much balanced out. There is no one show's better than the other every week, but that's my opinion on that. But that's all for WWE SmackDown after Money in the Bank. You guys let me know what you think of this week's Friday Night SmackDown as we continue on the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. Check out the video below. Click the link below to the next video for Red Carpet Reign. And as always, guys, you already know what it is at this point. It is OUT.